Hachette Audio presents The ADHD Reset. Shift your mindset, find clarity, unlock your magic. Written by Claire Michalski. Read by Henrietta Meire.
Introduction. The ADHD Reset will take you on the ultimate self-discovery journey. This is the exact journey I had to take myself. This book is designed to help you not just navigate attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, but also use your unique qualities to totally own and enjoy life with it. Without the right tools, ADHD can rule your life in a challenging way, but I'm here to guide you through all the ways in which you can make ADHD work for you. While you can't change the fact that you have ADHD, I know it's a lifelong dealio, you can reset your mindset and approach to living with ADHD. This book is like having me as a personal cheerleader and coach in one. I'll teach you the right steps to take, the changes to make, and the new ways to pick yourself up if you fall. As you go through this journey, as I have mapped out in the pages to come, you will realise, as I did, that ADHD makes you one of the most magical people on the planet. Your magical ADHD brain. People with ADHD are magical because ADHD brains are essentially right brain biased. The right side of our brain is in charge of things such as imagination, creativity, intuition, holistic thinking, non-verbal communication, feelings, rhythm, and visualisation. In fact, the right side of our brain contains all the magical parts that make us what we are. So we're going to home in on exactly this and put our focus towards the positive symptoms of ADHD that enable us to multitask, adapt to new situations, hyperfocus, be resilient, have lots of energy, and more. I'll show you that each positive ADHD trait can be harnessed, nurtured, and applied so you can create your dream life. Accepting yourself as you are. We aren't going to shy away from the difficulties faced by those with ADHD, and you will have plenty of aha moments as you see yourself in these pages, but you will be empowered to lovingly accept those less desirable parts of yourself through shadow work, reframing techniques, subconscious rewiring, and more. These are all methodologies I have studied and applied to become the person I am today, a person whom I love. If you knew the negative way I used to speak about myself, you'd know just how remarkable it is that I now openly embrace self-love. Now I use the methods outlined in this book to guide clients to help them reach their fullest potential. Transform your outlook. Your reset will transform your outlook on your life, past, present, and future. It's important for us to reflect and heal before we move to the now and beyond. After learning exactly how to truly love yourself, rebuild your self-trust, and enhance your confidence, your ADHD Reset will give you a newfound excitement and belief in yourself to pursue your wildest dreams. You'll shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset and add some much-needed sparkle back into your life by exploring the more logical and less woo-woo side of manifestation. The words "you have lost the sparkle in your eyes" still echo in my mind. They were spoken by a dear friend who noticed the gradual fading of my sparkly zest for life, replaced by anger, frustration, and a general sense of misery. So I know what it's like to feel lifeless, but I also know what it's like to add that fairy dust feeling back into your being. Change your mindset. I want to give you your wings back. I have dedicated my life to liberating people from the confines of their own mental birdcages. By the end of this transformation, you will not just feel magical, you will be free. The mindset reset practice we will focus on will free you from limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, self-sabotage, unhealthy habits, chaotic emotions, and much more. You're about to go from feeling limited to limitless. I used to feel very limited in life, and the thing about feeling something is that you become the exact thing you feel. So I was limited. I was limiting myself. I had blocked the magic I used to hold within as a child, the belief that I could make a difference in the world. I hid exactly what made me stand out. My journey to self-love. My journey to becoming the woman that I love today feels like the world's longest and somewhat loneliest research study. I chose to get a private diagnosis to avoid the lengthy National Health Service (NHS) waitlists in the UK. The problem I faced after diagnosis was learning that I would have to continue expensive private care to get any ADHD treatment. The UK's NHS will not always transfer the care. So after being somewhat abandoned by the system after diagnosis, I tried anything I heard about that promised to make me a better human. Better functioning, better focused, better committed, better moods, better at simply being, at existing. It wasn't until my ADHD diagnosis that I realised many of the things I'd implemented would need tweaking to better suit a neurodivergent mind. The ways I had been trying to help myself were all neurotypical healing and coping techniques. I needed to dive much deeper into the way my brain works. Since then, I've taken the results of my one-person study and applied it to helping my clients as well as hundreds of thousands of others across the world through social media. Now it's time for you to go through the ADHD reset. And I'm with you every step of the way. Let's do this. How to read this book. Let's address the elephant in the room, that is, being easily distracted and losing focus, which makes it difficult to finish things, such as this book. In this instance, it's ADHD itself that can be the obstacle. I'll admit that even I find reading somewhat boring at times. So how have I managed to not only read a house full of books, but written one too? I make things easy for myself. We need to make this commitment as easy as possible for you too. How to get started and keep reading. If you tend to avoid reading or find it challenging, I recommend committing to just 10 minutes per day. At this steady pace, you will average around 5 pages a day and finish the book within 2 months. From just 10 little minutes a day for a couple of months, you can achieve a total transformation. Set a daily reminder and use a timer. To kickstart this small daily commitment, pick a time that best suits you to read, then set up a daily reminder on your phone. When this reminder goes off, use this as your trigger to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. In fact, it's probably a good idea to title the reminder something like, Do Not Disturb, I'm Reading. Fun, relevant and encouraging emojis are always welcome too, of course. I like using my timer when I make a reading commitment. The timer goes off way sooner than I expect it to, and I often end up reading for longer and feel really good about myself. Write it down, list your obstacles and find solutions. Grab your journal and write down a list of the things that could prevent you from completing the ADHD reset. For instance, scrolling on my phone instead of reading, missing a day of reading and then not going back to it, or being distracted by phone notifications. Once you have written down your list of possible obstacles, write down a list of solutions. Below are some examples for inspiration, but please adapt them to be your own and be as detailed as possible. Finding your own solutions increases the likelihood of success for you. Adding detail gives you a realistic viewpoint of the action you're intending to take. Here are some strategies I use. For scrolling on my phone instead of reading, I will set a daily repeated alarm for 9 p.m. with the title, Change Your Life Instead of Scrolling, because I often don't realise what the time is and lose hours on my phone at night. For the obstacle, missing a day of reading and then not going back to it. I'm going to commit to reading 4 evenings a week for 20 minutes because then if I miss a night, I have more flexibility and don't feel pressured to read every day. I'll make a checklist in my notes so I can get a hit of dopamine when I check it off each time. And for being distracted by my phone, when reading, I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb mode so that I don't get any notifications. Reduce distractions. Change the background of your phone to a picture of the book so that when you reach for your phone to do some doom scrolling, you are reminded that you could read the ADHD Reset instead and change your life. Place a book where you intend to read, such as your bedside table. Charge your phone away from your bed to reduce distraction for evening reading. Set reading reminders with an encouraging alarm title, such as Just 10 Minutes to Change My Life.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?